Oh shit! What was this? Oh wait, I have a question for you. Are we creating our own eternity?
This is AI again.
No.
As far as
Let's say that our job is to create our own eternity by living our life once. And when we die, we live back that life in our head. And if you're not happy with your life, how it turned out, your eternity sucks, right? Then that would be hell.
I mean, one man's hell is probably different than another man's heaven, but I get what you're saying. I'm living a good life so far. Then I like it.
You would be happy living it?
Yeah, for sure. In my life, I mean, I've had some ups and downs, but way more ups than downs, and I feel like the downs made me a better person. You know what I mean? And it's all with wisdom too. Like I've been the last years of my life and in getting into my 40s have been better than, other than like my growing up childhood. Like we'll start off in 20s, way better than my 20s and my 30s. I feel like as I getting older, I'm having my better life. You know what I mean? So, but I said that's a nice way to think about it. Like if you create your own eternity by the works that you did in this life, and then it's like Groundhog Day, you just keep living that life. I'll be like, all right, I would sign up for that. Well, I wouldn't risk. Like if you tell me like, would you want to do this again, or want to risk it and not know what your next lifetime would be? It could be shittier. You know what I mean? For the glimpse of it to be better, I go, nah, I'll live this 10 times out of 10 with the risk of living a shittier life than that. Nah, I'm good. We can keep going this path.
B?
I was trying to buy him time.
So what do you mean? Like,
are you high?
Are you kung fu high?
I was like, so
Are you
what,
kung
so
fu
I was like,
high, bro?
I was like, so what do you mean? Like, like we're creating our own eternity. Like, as far as like,
You live this life over and over again, and when you die, this is your eternity that plays. You can hit.
so you're just cycling through the same chapters of your life again.
Yeah.
But do you know that?
Do you actively know that that's what's going on, or is it?
Maybe we're in the first run right now. And
Like
when
I could have
it's
done this,
over-
or this could have been my 4th 5, but I'm still
No,
living.
we're in our first.
Oh, this is
Let's say we're all in our
Oh,
first.
so
Okay.
The Matrix. Okay.
And then when it's over, we're able to live this eternity over again.
This before I met Morpheus.
It's not the Matrix.
I'm just. Oh no.
I think he's trying. He's having. I don't want to speak for a man, but I think that's why when I talked about it, I go, okay. So if this is a process of death,
Hey, do you remember?
Yes, death.
death. Okay.
There is an
the
end
process.
to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your heaven
Is the life that you
that
lived. So reincarnation then.
No, because you don't live it. You just get to enjoy your life over and over again.
So you're
And
when
they
you
say when your
Like
life
it's a
flashes,
okay.
like
so
it's
when
just
you die,
reels?
your heaven is you just replaying your
the
life
that you have.
as your life in your life, but it's not your life. It's just like you're watching the replay.
Yes.
You get it now?
Okay. Watching reruns.
Reruns for the rest of you. Would you like to live this life like the way you want to live this life, and then rerun it?
Could you change shit?
Well, you would have to risk being a different person. You wouldn't be Brian Williams the next time.
That's what I said. Like I would like to just be me, and not with the risk of being like I don't know, fucking that guy that moved to Portland, fucking our old ex-producer, and Aaron.
You've been watching
Aaron
Jet Li the One?
No.
Never seen it?
No.
Took a movie.
Never seen that movie.
No.
You should watch it.
Took a movie.
Is it? Did I just copy something from there?
No, but you'll understand.
Mhm.
You'll definitely understand. It's like kind of like within the same thing. It's just multiverse and all that shit. We went through this once before with other cast members with that multiverse shit.
It was with those guys. It seemed like they're just a bunch of idiots. Now it seems like realistic that it could happen. That's how much time has went by. You know what I mean, B?
He does not. because I do not.
No, you don't think it's more realistic now?
That's a possibility.
That's a possibility than it was when we first heard about these guys talk. You're talking about Tard and Jesse. Before we heard them talk about it?
But talking about how like you relive your life?
Mostly Tard talking about it. And then it was just, I was like, word.
Jesse was co-signing it.
I don't remember much of that.
Okay.
Are they talking about just like
or Mikey?
like
there was a co-signer.
like
somebody was definitely co-signing.
Are you talking about
it.
Matrix now?
What
What
are
are
you?
you?
I couldn't tell you.
What are you
who the fuck it
specifically
was.
talking about? Like are you talking about like coming back in like Matrix, or how do you mean?
No, he was saying like multiverse. So they were talking.
It's like
the
different dimensions.
is
and
like
different
if
versions
we
of you.
Were to go like every decision I make sets
Affects
off
somebody,
another.
yeah,
So I would have another.
So whatever you did in this dimension ripples into the next dimension.
Right. So there's it in this dimension. I pick up this.
In the fourth dimension, you could just have exploded a bomb.
I pick this up. In another dimension, I didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
So that was two different decisions. Like I'm going to decide right now to touch my wallet. Butterfly effect, right?
Yeah.
Another dimension.
It's an interesting theory for sure. I mean, it's there's different dimensions, obviously, right? So that's we know
Is
that.
there?
There has to be, because that's the way. Like they.
Okay, let's go. Let's have a baseline of this. Okay. What happens when you die? Is there a God?
I believe you go back to the source, whatever that source may be. If you want to call it God, sure.
B.
I don't say, man. I haven't been there yet.
So
What do you think?
What do I think?
I know you think about it.
I mean, to a degree, yes. A lot of it, no, because I don't know what I'm gonna expect. So I just kind of operate in that. Well, I'll figure it out. Like like when it happens. Like when I get there, then we can go from there.
Does it bring you fear that there could just be black?
No. Sleep's the cousin of death. You know what I mean? And I think there'll always be like pieces of you here and pieces of you elsewhere. I don't really think you I think you go out. That's kind of what I think. Like when you take your last breath, it's like you sleep. It's like sleep. You know what I mean? And I think it takes time for your mind to die, like for your brain to shut down. And I think a lot of the time that's what. Have you ever heard someone who's like, "Man, I had a fucking out of body experience"? I think that's kind of what that is. Like
your brain shutting down.
Your brain shutting down. Like really, honestly,
or something.
Yeah, like you're just, and then when it's eventually done, then that's the part of you that's fucking like out in the ether. You know what I mean? Like just your energy now. Because I don't think you necessarily leave this motherfucker. I think you're always around. Because you get those vibes from family members that passed away that you're like, that could have been, I don't know. You know what I mean? That makes sense. I don't know, because I'm trying to, because I try not to think about it. I think that's why I'm so. What do you mean? Like because I don't. I know you do. I know you think about mortality a lot. Yeah. I don't. Like because I'm.
That's like my
because I'm super trapped in the present.
It gets me.
Yeah.
A lot.
Why does it get you so bad? Do you think? Because every time we get a psychic or anything like that, one of the first top 3 questions you ask is like, what's out there? Do you believe in heaven? Do you believe in God? Do you like what is out there? I mean, tell me, because you're
that's
seeking.
What they sell, bro.
I understand.
They sell the afterlife.
I understand.
So if you're gonna sell, I'm gonna ask.
Well, I understand that, but that's also part of like this is this is your.
What an awful word. Sorry.
You're good. This is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for this answer because, but that's why I ask you, why does it impact you so much? Because I'm like in the same boat with Brian. Like I don't really, growing up, Joe, is you already know you're gonna die, right? So we're already gonna die. So yeah, when it happens, sure. But I'm more like, okay, well, I'm just focusing on now. I can't worry about when I die because I don't know. It could be today, tomorrow, 2 years, 20 years.
doesn't really worry that much. Even now that I have families and kids and stuff, it's I can't control death. So that's when you have a passion like, I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. I'm like, what is your fear or curiosity of mortality?
I think when you look back on history, there's always us trying to explain where we came from. And there are times where I feel that I didn't have a typical family. And so looking for like what comes after in a family that used to be here, or like old relatives, to know that they survived. Or also it's like, bro, like I don't want this ride to end. And of course everything good ends, but if it's to end, like wow, right?
No.
Like you only got one shot at life. What do we do with it?
No.
What do we, I don't know where we came from. And I have that yearning to have that question answered. And if we know that we're, okay, well, am I from God? Am I from an alien? Am I genetically modified?
How does that, and just because I'm curious, it's
Well, you're definitely genetically modified.
yeah, a little bit. But when you say you have this, like,
Because I'm the Greek freak.
because you're big T. Big T. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, like what you were saying about it, like you have this, you have this unbelievably bond with family. Family and friends for you are huge for you, and the way you want to live your life, not wasted, is very commendable. But yet you have this fear of death because of your
The
past.
unknown scares everybody, I think, to a certain degree. You'd be
But-
kind of lying if you're like,
Well, not a fear, but like a fear and a
It's a
curiosity.
healthy fear.
Yeah, and a curiosity because you always ask these psychics that come on about it, and I just always wanted to know what
I'm
was.
curious.
Yeah.
They
I think
all
everyone is really because they want the answers, right? It's the ultimate. Like I want to know that I'm gonna be okay when I die. I want to know that when I die, because that's what everyone wants to know, right? I want to know when I die, I go like the traditional Christian. I go to heaven. St. Peter opens up the pearly gates. There's the book. Did you do good here? Yes or no? And now go on to heaven.
And so this is another fear of mine. Like that, fallacy or that imagination of what heaven is. You think that I'm going to have fun? You know what I mean? Is that really going to be great for me? Or would I much rather be hanging out with you two
Sure.
and saying racist things about all different races and talking shit about a girl that we banged in the 9th grade or something like that? You know what I mean? Like that bond that we have, it comes with fucking with you and playing around, or also showing you love. Like that bond is different when it is in a spiritual realm.
You assume that we continue to be this person when we evolve or go into the next, which is interesting. Like I believe, and I'm not saying it's wrong, right? I just never thought it that way because when I believed, or in the way I thought is when we die, we transcend to the next stage. And so we're not saying that we don't lose like our personality or whatever, but certain things that in this realm was humical, funny, whatever, might be different when we get to the next realm because that emotion's not there. It's substituted by enlightenment or whatever the case may be, right? It's like it's an evolution of thought process, I believe. So I love that too, where it's like, oh, I love being here, and like the whole bullshitting around and thinking about it back. But I think when we turn over, I think that's different. I don't know, but that's just my philosophy or thought process with that.
What about you, B? You got anything to say about that one?
B's about the now. I don't think you don't spend that much time thinking about it. Like,
No, I
yeah,
don't.
he doesn't.
I don't, and I'm not like being
No, I know.
facetious or anything.
And I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to like.
I just don't. I
B,
don't.
But you feel your thirst in a different way.
He does.
You feel your thirst by what you see and what's tangible, and your God is what you see through your photos. That's how I view you. That's you touch God every single time with that, and that's you truly believe that.
That's beautiful. No, not to be.
I mean, am I a little bit?
No,
around
not at
that?
all. Not at all. Not at all.
I don't have that. I don't touch God.
You feel like you don't?
I mean, I touch God with my kids. You know what I mean? Being
Yeah.
a dad, I think that's the closest to me.
Yeah, I think we all do in different ways. It's just your interpretation, and I think you're right. I think like when you do deal with family and you play with kids, and play with your kids, yeah. Like I truly believe that you do see that, that you do touch that. You know what I mean? It hits us all differently. You know what I mean?
Everyone's God's different.
Yeah, like everyone's interpretation of, the higher power is different. Like there is no like. I mean, for some people, yeah, it's like this. It's a very like cookie cutter image of this is what it is, bam, bam, bam. But like you said, like I think it shines through with whatever you're passionate about, like this, doing this. Me in video and sunsets, chasing the sky and shit.
Honestly, yeah, I do. You're right. Like, there are times, like, you know what? I take that back. I touch God, like, when I get you on a joke, right? And I have you, like, hanging on. Like, the first time, not the 50th time I did the music where I'm singing.
Yeah.
That gimmick. It was really funny, and I redo that gimmick sometimes because
to call back to the time where you
I touched him. You know what I mean?
I get
or
it.
like when when we're on a good one and we throw one of those jokes out there and we're just fucking crying, or one of us is crying. That to me is also touching them.
Yeah. You touch God with your humor. You touch God with the content you do, and if it's recorded or not recorded, you know what I mean. I think we all are jokesters here. I think we all are very witty. And I think when we can make each other laugh, and like the hard laugh, and then when we hear you laugh the way you laugh and you almost faint, that's a touch of God moment. Because, when I talk to other people that have been on the show, especially like my boys, right? My childhood friends have been on this show, which is the interesting part because it's a bridging of my life as well. I'm bringing my other part of my life to this, and it became more entwined to my. I think that's the next tattoo I'm gonna get. It's like a red light tattoo, because it's been such a big part of me growing up, becoming a better man and stuff, and calling back from my childhood. Anyway, every time we hear that laugh, the cackle you have, it's funny because whatever happened was that outlandish, that funny, that crazy, that it made you laugh.
Imagine hearing that shit for like most of your life.
Yeah.
Like that shit still cracks me up.
That is.
Like he used to do that shit. He used to do that shit to make me laugh in high school and shit. He'd laugh like that. I was like, stop, bro. Like that shit was wild. I was like, no one laughs like that.
That's
Stop.
you touching God every time you laugh that way.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we got to do what we learned. I didn't want to put the song on because we get copyright every single time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
And so, but
Good night, sweetheart. Yeah, good night, sweetheart.
Even the new version?
I can't find that one.
Oh, with Homegirl?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm gonna go look. Oh, we do have it on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just edit that in. I bet you she's not gonna be happy.
What? I ran into her. We're cool now. She just said we can't talk politics. Which is fine. I don't care. But just like, don't. I'm not even. I know you're watching that show. I won't even talk about it. But yeah, we're cool now. Just people just need to just
overboard again this week.
Oh, I don't follow. I don't even know if I follow her anymore.
Who?
The girl that did the remix, Troy's. I don't know Troy,
Oh.
the political girl. She was on the show one time.
I don't think I
talking
seen
about
it.
how politicians or the Democrats never lie about anything ever.
I don't think I remember her.
The only line that's coming in is from the Republican Party, and I was like, "You're fucking wacko. If you don't believe both parties are equally lying to you, that's bizarre to think that."
I can't deal with that shit.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It's on the new cover, isn't it?
I'll find it later. I'll just put it over the top of this. And we'll start now. Brian, what'd you learn?
Sorry.
Cool. Isaac, what'd you learn?
That's what happened.
All right, Isaac, what'd you learn?
I learned that. Well, I knew more, but I learned that Brian lives in the present. Like that's his morality.
Actually, I did learn something. Like if you're fat and you don't fit in a car, you can sue the rideshare companies.
Get a bus next time. Just ride the bus.
Do you think she got their number wrong?
Oh,
She called Lyft instead
oh
of
my God. Thought it was a crane service.
All right, he won. He just topped the joke.
Oh, man.
That was a build-up. That was like a Sunday bar right there. He just the cherry on the top.
Oh my God.
All right, well, fade to black. The crowd goes ape shit. And we were out of here. As the same Canada, peace. Ooh!
Don't forget to fuck more.